It's 4:30 in the morning and I've officially been defeated by the jet lag. I landed back in New York on Sunday at 4 p.m. I took off from New Zealand on Sunday at 4 p.m. I flew backwards in time 15 and a half hours, and I couldn't really sleep on the first part of the flight, and then the second half of the flight I did sleep. My hair looks nuts. And then I made myself wake up at 11 a.m. on the flight New York time to stay awake to try and acclimatise. Anyway, I've actually had a decent ride of jet lag since I got home, since Sunday, which has been going to bed at 9:30 or 10:30. No, going to bed at 10:30. Waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning for like half an hour, and then going back to sleep till 6, and then doing the same thing every day. Until last night. Last night, I fell asleep a little earlier because Tarek's back is in a bad shape. He's got a herniated disc or a bulging disc. I can't remember which type, but I gave him some Advil and he was in bed laying down because that's the most comfortable for him at the moment. But I think not having a TV buddy and I just went to bed at 9:30 was a bad thing. I should have stayed awake a bit longer. So I've been awake since 2:30 and now it's 4:30. I have a dentist appointment at 7 a.m. Then I have a shoot at home here with my team for a hair project that I'm shooting. Yeah. I was like, I can't just sit and scroll on my phone in bed and be on the apps. I'll just do some content instead because that feels more productive use of my time if I'm going to be awake. I'm aware I'm probably going to feel like absolute shit by 11 a.m. this morning. And I ordered some sleep gummies on the internet the other day, so hopefully they will help me in this new travel life I will be living for the next several months. If you ever find yourself like, I don't know where to start with my makeup, just pick something up. It doesn't have to be anything that you even really care. Like, it can just be anything. Just maybe I'm getting a little rosacea on my cheeks, or maybe it's a pimple. Anything. For me, it's normally my brows, but for you, it might be a lip liner. It might be your brow gel. This is a new pen that's from L'Oreal that came in the mail while I was away. Up to 2-day brow tint. I did wear test this for 2 days the other day, and it actually does work. However, I don't recommend wearing something for 2 days. Wash your face. Anyway, I always like to do my brows before skincare because I don't like my skincare to interfere with my brow makeup. So I'm just going to do some little, very gentle, barely any pressure flicks. I do think this is the best drugstore version of a pen in this format that's come out from a skinny lines, ease of use perspective. But these ones with two kind of teeth on them, or two brush heads, you definitely have to be okay with like a little bit of a messy sort of slapdash method, because it's really hard to control where both of them are landing at the same time. And that's coming from me, a person that's very like qualified at using this type of product. I've been using this type of product for a long time, but as you can see, it's hard to create a clean line here. You can clean it up afterwards, but it's hard to create a clean line. But I do love the strokes and the dimension of it and how long it lasts if you so want it to last a full day. So this is the shade. Why does it not have a shade on it? What in the hell? Now, I'm not really sure why, but the only shade indicator is a shade swatch, so it seems. Yeah. But yeah, you can see this hair-like strokes and the definition is very good. Is it Korean? Is this Korean? Made in... It doesn't say. This is so weird. Normally things have to say on them where it's made. It just says Imp by L'Oreal Paris. Okay. Maybe it's not a requirement, I don't know, but I would imagine this is Korean based on the sort of precision of it all and just the sort of, or Japanese perhaps. All right, so now when it comes to the tail, I'm not using the two teeth by itself. I'm actually just gonna do it sort of, just do the one tooth or one brush and press really lightly so that I don't get too much of an arrayment of strokes. Okay. Now what you can do in this instance where like it looks a little bit painted by numbers, you can take a little small eyeshadow brush, something that's small, not so dense would be best. A neutral brown powder or whatever suits your eyebrow colour, and just soften any hardness a little bit. That's Tarek enjoying blissful sleep upstairs. And then just doing a little bit of brow gel. This is a sample from KJH brand. It's very empty. It's not really got anything in it, but it still works. It's just like what's left on the brush. Just brushing those up to create lift, separation, and a little fluffiness. Not half bad. If you want, you can do that powdery step first, so you can go in first with the powder and create the base like I just did. You see that little shadow building? You don't want the shadow to build too quickly, because if the shadow builds too quickly, then you're going to have more colour than probably what you want. And did you notice that I didn't go straight to that dense area of my brow? I went to the area where I want to fill in first, not where I already have a lot of hair. And I'm going to just do this. Brush them up. There's no right or wrong, but I think just making sure that your skincare isn't too wet on the face and you're not sort of creating too many textures that clash. Oh my god, it's hard. Maybe it's easier to come like literally from underneath. Like, that looks quite nice. Okay. I like sometimes to come from above and then lift up. Oh, this side's not going so well. You know, you could always just use the one tooth. I don't know why I keep calling them teeth. I think it's because it looks like fangs. You can always just use the one side. I guess you don't have to use both sides. And you still get a really nice effect out of the pen. It's a very, very good pen. I don't know when this launches. I feel like the rollout of drugstore products is always scattered across the globe. That's a little better. Now I need to just make a few more. Yeah. Okay. Now I always use my brow gel to sort of bring separation and fluff to the brow. And sort of, you know, wiriness, I guess. For me, I like a brow that feels a bit wiry. Then you can take your little like Lisa Eldridge concealer pen if you want, and you can just sort of start to use a little bit of that under there. If you want a little bit more of a sharper, neater line, this is a really great product. I like it a lot. Do that, leave that chill for a minute. This is a brush from a manufacturer. You can't buy this, but any small little dense blendy brush will do, or even the flat-topped number 9 from KJH and Spectrum, which is not in my pot for some reason, but it kind of just looks like that, but flat on the top. Those of you that have the kit will know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, but this is a long video for a brow moment. My tips, if you're still here and your attention span is decent, do the sparse areas first. Brush your brows up to open up the hairs and see where you have spaces to fill in. And just, you know, remember, makeup is a foreign body and you can wash it off. It is not permanent. You can literally take it off and do something else if you want to. That same moment, the next day. If you don't have time, you can just wear it and live with it and see what people's reactions are.